Good morning, everybody. I know I'm sitting outside, but it is such a beautiful day out here. I think humidity's down and I have my cup of coffee. It's a good day to be outside. It's just a pleasant day. Robert has made me a new table. It's still sticky. I can't show it to you. I can't even move it. It's so heavy. But he takes a piece of granite that we had, he got from a store that was closing out, and they was all out back. It was by the office, and he has turned it into the cutest little table. He over-engineers everything, so it's a good day. So, what have you got planned? What's happening today? It's Friday. It's a holiday. I'm going to be meeting Justin at Mills River. He's gone to get our shrimp today, and he has to order them from his seafood guy. So we're having a shrimp boil tomorrow, and I am excited about a shrimp boil. It will be fun. The only issue is, I don't think it'll be an issue. I'll use the burner on the grill to boil the water. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Jackie's in Lenore. I know where that is. Hey, Melanie. All my people from Graves County, Kentucky. Yep. She lives in Mayfield. I still have a cousin living there. Several, I think. Anyway, I'm just enjoying the sunbeam. I'm in part of a sunbeam. Robert's going to go down and cut the front hedge. We don't really have a hedge. We have dagger grass that kind of gets in the way of looking down our driveway. Somebody's having a party on their street. How wonderful. That's fun. Here's a way to social distance. If you have a street, let's just close off the street to traffic, and everybody bring their grills out front, or get a portable grill, and everybody set up a table, get a folding table and put out front with some lawn chairs, and let's just have some fun. We could have a 2-day party. Yeah, I don't boil shrimp in the house. I use some good hot stuff, and I don't boil shrimp in the house. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for all the stars that you've been sending me, because Facebook sent me money. I was blown away. And I almost have enough to buy my chairs. By next month, I'll have enough, and maybe they'll be back in stock. I can't wait. I'll have red chairs before you know it. Won't that be fun? Red chairs before I know it. Yep. So thanks for all the stars y'all have given me and all the supporters. Fireworks been canceled here too. But guess what? All we got to do is look up at the stars, see God's fireworks. That's all we got to do. And I'm going to be watching tonight. Now, I've been to Mount Rushmore, y'all. I've been to Mount Rushmore. And I was a little under-impressed with it. But I think having it was, in my mind, it was huge. And it's not as big as I thought it would be. And I looked up some pictures. I made a bunch of pictures. But I looked up some pictures from on Google. Do some image search on Google of Mount Rushmore. And it's from the amphitheater that's in front of the monument and the visitor center. And it rises above it, and it's just not as big as I thought it was. You know, it's kind of weird, just kind of weird. But it's still beautiful. It's still beautiful. And I went there a few years ago. Michelle and I had to go out to West Texas, in the panhandle of West Texas. There's a Amarillo. We had to go to Amarillo for something, and then we had to be speaking in Minnesota the next week. And so we just made a trip out of it. I mean, we had so much fun. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun. We drove to Amarillo, and then we went north, and we went to South Dakota. And we got to see the ruts in the plains where people were traveling with Conestoga wagons. And it was just, we went to the Badlands, which is kind of cool. And Michelle talked to those little varmints that are running around, prairie dogs. I got a video of her talking to prairie dogs. It was the funniest thing ever, ever. So, and then we went to Sturgis and Deadwood, and in the process we went to Mount Rushmore. Yeah, we had a good time, and we made pictures, and we just had the best time ever. We didn't get to see the Crazy Horse Monument. It was closed for some reason, and we couldn't get in to see it. I can't remember exactly what was going on, but maybe next time we'll get to. I like road trips. I really like road trips. Not anybody else in my family much likes road trips, but I like road trips. Just get in the car and drive. Makes me happy. Who is Michelle? Michelle was my assistant for 15 years. She got hurt in a bad accident on her property and turned a gator over on top of herself 3 years ago. Almost died, and when she got well, she decided she wanted to move back to Baltimore. So God bless her. She was from Baltimore. She's Liz's mother-in-law. And, you know, I miss her every day. I miss her every single day. Yep. So it's a beautiful part of the country. The weather is about like right here, except I don't think they get as much rain as we do. Don't think they get that much rain. But we always had fun when we traveled. We always had fun. The last big road trip we had, it was me and Michelle and Laura and Patty, and we went to Texas. And that's been 4 years ago almost. 4 years ago. South Dakota is beautiful. I went to visit Marilyn in South Dakota. And we drove to Marilyn's house at 10 o'clock at night. Can you believe we showed up at Marilyn's house at 10:30? And she was just so gracious. She had snacks laid out for us. She was the sweetest thing ever. But I wasn't going to go past Marilyn's house without seeing her. Yep. Wasn't going to miss Marilyn's house. I didn't get to see much of her area in the daylight hours because we were driving at night and there was water on both sides of the road. So I had to be real careful. But it was still a beautiful place, Mount Rushmore was. And Michelle walked up into the cemetery in Deadwood to see Wild Bill Hickok's grave. And it was raining. It was pouring down. I said, honey, I am not going there. I am not going up into the cemetery in the rain. So I just pulled it up on my iPad and snapped a picture of it from my iPad. Somebody else who'd made a picture and put that in my pictures. So you can fake it if you need to. So we'll get to see the fireworks tonight. I don't know what time it'll be our time, but it'll probably be pretty late. I tell you what, if you ever get to Central Kentucky, if you ever can do it, go see the Ark. Go see the Ark. It is amazing. We had a flybaby whose husband worked there, and she got me tickets. It was just the sweetest thing ever. And Michelle and I went to see the Ark. So it's a holiday weekend. Let's remember to social distance. I wrote a little essay last night after we got back from dinner, and I just thought about, my mind was going nuts. I don't know if it's the OCD in me or the perfectionism or the germ phobe, but I'm gonna start carrying my little pink rags with me everywhere I go, and I'm gonna change them out often. I'm gonna keep them in a Ziploc bag with alcohol in it, and I'm gonna wipe down my table myself. I don't give a flip. Don't give a flip. What if anybody else has done it? I'm gonna make sure that my mind is at ease. I'll wipe down the menus too. Not that I touch them, And a lot of people have put their menus under glass on their table, which is, I think, a great idea, and I forgot about that. Several of them have put the menus under glass. They have two sides to their menu, so they just put both right there under plexiglass. And I just don't want to worry. Don't want to worry about anything. I carry hand sanitizer with me, but I need something to wipe things off. So I've got those little pink rags that are on sale right now, 12 of them for $10. And I'm just going to be at ease. Most of the restaurants we go to have gone out of their way. They have gone out of their way to keep us safe. But last night, I just had a few questions. I didn't see a station for cleaning off the menus. I didn't see that. And that bothered me. And then the salt and pepper shakers were on the table. Not that I'm using them, but they were on the table, and I was wondering if they had been cleaned. Now, the other restaurants we go to do not have them on the table. So if I want salt, I have a little packet of salt in my wallet, little bitty Ziploc bag of salt. So I'm not going to touch the salt and pepper shakers. And when I did in the past, I always used a napkin to hold it. And then when we got home, I got the greatest testimonial. And this is priceless, y'all. It's brilliant. I got this testimonial about our calendar. And what she had done was she's been social distancing like we were all supposed to, and protecting ourselves. And she took the calendar. I think she may have gotten a calendar just for this. I'm gonna have my little calendar. I'm gonna use my little calendar for this, to write down every place. When she leaves her home, she writes down every place she goes. And if there are people she comes in contact with, then she will write, and she knows their names, she will write that down too. So she's doing her own contact tracing in the event that she gets sick. She knows where she's been. Somebody's sending me private messages. I can't read them, y'all. They're too little. They're too little, and I don't even know how to go back and see them. So if you want to send me a testimonial or tell me something you've done, you need to send it to flylady@flylady.net with testimonial in the subject line. My testimonial for Fly Lady. But she's doing her own contact tracing. So that way, if she can go back 2 weeks and see where she was and what she did, and she's still keeping herself protected with masks. I got us some new masks yesterday. Robert didn't like the first ones I got, and they were hard to find when I got those, so I was just desperate. But we got some new double ply masks, and he was happy with them, and they were easy to put on. They're not easy to put on when you wear earrings and you have no earlobes. Life is good, y'all. We have a lot to be thankful for. It's not Thanksgiving, but every time you get a chance, count your blessings. because the devil wants you, he wants you discouraged. And we have so much to be thankful for. Yes, you can buy the conference. Somebody's asking. Yes, you can buy the conference that happened last weekend. Go to savingdinner.com/house. Savingdinner.com/house. We're keeping it open until Monday, and we're going to turn it off on Monday. So this is your last call, pretty much, to get the conference, and that'll give you the swag bag and everything. Leanne and I were talking about it this morning, so thanks for reminding me. It was really fun. We're going to do it again. It'll be on a different topic, but it all fits together. It all fits together. And we just have to be patient with ourselves. And Monday, guess what? We're going to party like it's the 4th of July this weekend, which it is. And Monday, we start the Hot Melt Sprint. So that's another thing you can get signed up for. Join us for this. It's the savingdinner.com/sprint. Let's get back to basics on our eating and on taking care of ourselves. I keep hand sanitizer in my car. Now, there is a warning about hand sanitizer and alcohol on your hands and fireworks. So I would use soap and water. I would also keep a fire extinguisher handy if you're going to be, I'm talking to my son right now. He's going to be doing a bunch of fireworks with the kids, and you need a fire extinguisher and you need water handy, and don't be using any hand sanitizer around fire. You got that? Sprint is happening on Monday, so let's drink up. Now, the main thing I want to talk about this Friday is our egos. Yeah, you heard me right. Ego. Ego is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Our ego is really the devil talking. You know what I mean? The ego is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. It makes, this is why ego is all about getting likes and super hearts and all this stuff. When you beg for them, I don't beg for them. I thank you for them, but I don't beg for them, because if you want to give me a super heart, that's fine. If you want to give me a star, that's fine. But I don't post things to see how many comments I get. I rarely look back and see how many people have watched our videos. That's just not something I do. Some people get all caught up in what other people think about them. If I did that, I would never get on camera, y'all. I would never, ever get on camera. But I don't care. I don't give a flip. I don't give a flip. I really don't. Because I have no ego when it comes to, I'm going to get in front of this camera with no sleeves, with long sleeves, with dirty hair, with no makeup. I'm going to get in front of the camera and I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to be that mama that you don't have to tell you to get over yourself. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about you. Somebody said to me last night, they laugh at me. They laugh at me. Well, let them laugh. They need the laughter more than you do. Let them laugh. I don't care. When you don't care. I mean, in high school, I went to school dressed in a toga one time. Did I care? No. We don't have to get caught up in what other people think. And when you start reading their minds as to what they're thinking, they really don't care about you one way or the other. They don't care about you. You think they're thinking about you're a mess or whatever. They don't care about you. All you got to do is worry about what you think about you. And that's what flying is all about. Finally loving yourself. When you can love yourself, you won't allow other people to hurt you. I have a puppy, and she's wet. You want to say hi to the ladies? No. Maybe she'll go behind and you can see her on camera. Here she is right here. You're breathing on me. You know you're breathing on me, don't you? Tulip. Tulip. Now she's hitting me with her tail. Yeah, you're a precious puppy. She's licking me all over. Hands, everything. She thinks I have a treat. I don't have a treat. What's a toga? Well, we had to recite a poem from Shakespeare of Julius Caesar. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. I had to get up and say that, and he would have worn a toga. So, I dressed in a toga. I had to make it myself. So I can be the mama you haven't had in a long time. I can be the bossy sister, which I am really good at. I can, because I've had a lot of experience. I can be that great aunt that tells you like it is. I can be that grandmother that says, honey, you still fat? That's what my grandmother said to me. Do I mind? What kind of pup is? Well, Tulip is 2 years old, so she's not a puppy anymore. No, she's not. She is treeing walker hound and Australian shepherd. So she likes to herd things and chase things. She has a call in the middle of the night when she sees a deer. She yodels. This dog, Patty says, yeah, I am bossy. But I'm the oldest. It's just what happens. It's just what happens when you're the oldest. But guess what? I don't care. I'm still going to be bossy. You're licking me. She's licking me. You're licking me. And you're wet. She's been in the pond. So, folks, y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy this time with your family. Social distance if you haven't been around them in a while. And if you need to wear your mask, wear your mask. But be outside. Enjoy the great outdoors. Watch out for pests. Yep. I got to go buy some citronella oil or something for some lanterns so we can burn them. There comes Robert. He's got a little bitty vacuum cleaner. I think he's going to vacuum the treehouse. That's off limits for me, by the way. I'll be cooking out there. I think he's vacuuming the furniture is what I think. Because Tulip has a seat that she likes to lay in. And he and Mark will probably play chess tomorrow. So don't quit worrying about what other people think. Don't do that. You don't need any more worries. I told a friend last night, and I used to tell my grandmother this. When you worry, it's like sitting in a rocking chair. And I'm in a rocking chair right now. It's like sitting in a rocking chair trying to get to town. You're not going to get anywhere. Can we see the treehouse? Well, Robert's in the treehouse, and he doesn't like me to take he doesn't like to be on Facebook. I'll be honest with you. He doesn't like that. So get rid of the pain and anguish that you suffer from worry by flipping the switch, letting it go. Well, it's his treehouse. He said I couldn't decorate it. He said I couldn't do any of that, so I don't. I did buy him a rug for it, a little jute rug from Lowe's, and he loves it. And we've replaced it one time. The dog is standing right in front of me, and she's panting. She must have checked out what Robert's doing. And so Patty and I are sisters. She's 14 months younger than I am, and she pushes me a lot. We wouldn't have sync reflections. This morning I'm listening to Scott Adams talk about his book, How to Fail at Everything and Still Win Big. That's an amazing book, by the way. And if you've got somebody that's having a little trouble getting things done, you should check out that book. But he was talking about when you're an author, they pay you money for books. They pay you money to write books. And that book for him, he had gotten a very small royalty to start with. And well, he gotten a very small advance on that book. And he said, you know, this book still sells. It sells every day. And I got a check in the mail the other day. And he was so excited that he had gotten a check for books that had sold the last, usually it takes about 6 months for everything to work through. And you get small advances, so it doesn't take long to pay out your advance, and then you start making money on the book every 6 months. It is a great book. I have read it, and I will probably read it again. How to Fail at Everything and Still Win Big. But, you know, I got to thinking about Sync Reflections. I wrote that book in 2000, y'all. It was published in 2001, and it has some legs. It has some legs. It still sells a lot of books every year, and it's because of you. It's because of you. Body Clutter still sells a lot of books. It's amazing. So Monday, we start our Hot Melt Sprint. We use our book Body Clutter as a guide. Check it out. But Scott Adams said something today that I have told you over and over again. We're hoping for September or October on the book. Yeah, we'll do a show about it when Sulum's so funny. Scott Adams said something today that's powerful. And people you know in public, people you know in the public. Scott Adams is one. Ben Carson is another one. People who were brainwashed from the time they were born by their mom. Now, this is just a mama thing. Saying, you're going to college. Yep, you're going to college. You have to figure out how we're going to pay for it, but we're going to college one way or another. You are going to college because an education is what is going to change your life. Dr. Carson and the chaplain of the United States Senate, their mothers paid them for memorizing verses in the Bible. Simple little verses in the Bible. So it is up to us to, I like to call it fly washing, not brainwashing, but it's up to us to set the stage for our children. The Bible teaches that. Raise up a child in the way they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. Is the Hot Melt Sprint something she could do while pregnant? Of course, it's super nutrition. I mean, it's super duper nutrition. Nutrition is the key. I have a wild puppy. You hear? So it's up to us to set our children. When I meet a new child, when I met Quentin Fox, when he was 10 years old, when I met Quentin, the first thing I asked Quentin is, where are you going to college? And he said, I think I'm going to be a preacher, so I'm going to go to a college that will teach me how to be a preacher. He knew at 10 years old. Now, I think he's going to be an entrepreneur because he is an amazing kid. But it's up to us to set a little goal out there. Push children in the way they should go. If you leave it, what makes me so angry in this world is parents decide they're not going to train up their children in religion, the religion they were trained up in. I really don't, it doesn't, you got to give a child a base, a foundation, something. Because if you leave them to their own devices, somebody else is going to brainwash them. Somebody else is going to brainwash them. So do you want to be in charge of that? Or do you want somebody else to do it for you? So you have to ask your child, where are you going to college? What are you going to study? What are you going to be when you grow up? And say, oh, you're going to go to college. Education is the key. Give them books to read. Take them to the library. If you can't afford books, get books from the library. You can order the books. You can ask them to pick out books for you. And the librarians are amazing. You don't have to know a whole lot. Ben Carson's mom couldn't even read, y'all. And she read to her children. She read to her children, and she couldn't even read. She faked it. And that's what we got to do. We got to fake it till we make it. We've got to teach these children. We've got to give them routines. You got to figure it out. And it's not hard. You got to read. You've got to read history. My favorite thing to do is read biographies. And you can find biographies on lots of people. Our black kids need people they can look up to. Our white kids need people they can look up to that have the same color skin. They need to know they're not stuck. I'm hearing this morning that children that don't have fathers are destined to a life of poverty. Well, I say bull on that. My father wasn't in my life. But guess what? I still turned out okay. If you got a mama or a grandmama or a fly lady that cares about you, you find the love that's in you. Sometimes we have to mother ourselves. Education is education. I'm really not crazy about the things that have gotten into our public education. But guess what? We can educate our children. We can give them tools. It doesn't have to be in school. If the schools aren't good, then you can teach your children from home other things. You can give them a reading list. You can read to them. So all it takes is one person caring about a kid. One person can make a difference. And you can be that person too. If you'll get out of your self-pity and thinking you can't make it. But you can make a difference. You can make a difference if you will do something. Get your house in order. Get your dishes washed. Get the laundry done. Create a home that is welcoming to your children, not one where they want to go hide in their bedrooms. This is what Independence Day is all about, finding your independence so you can pass it on to others. Live a life that blesses others. Don't stay stuck in your self-pity and whining and carrying on that you can't possibly. I mean, I had to say to somebody last night, you know, the coronavirus wasn't created to ruin your life. It wasn't. It wasn't. It's not all about you. Everybody in the whole wide world has gone through this. Everybody. So get off your pity pot and let's get to work. Let's quit feeling sorry for ourselves because we've gone through this terrible pandemic, and let's get our houses in order. What is stopping you? I'll tell you what's stopping you. It's this negativity that's going on up here. It's this lack of loving yourself. So let's get out of our pity parties and let's really party this weekend. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's protect ourselves by wearing masks. And let's have a good time. If somebody said we're all in the same boat, we are. It's called Mother Earth. We're all inhabitants of this wonderful planet. Just look at my view out there. You can't see all of it today, but you can see a lot of it. Let me turn around. Oh yeah, you can see all of it. Look at there. It's kind of cool. Let me back up a little bit and you can. So we can prepare our children for the future. Give them wings instead of anchors that's going to drop them down to the sea, bottom of the sea, and never get their head up. Give them wings. Get them involved in the kitchen. I was trying to help a young mother last night who you've prayed for, and she has 5 little children, and they're suffering from carb overload. I really believe this with all my heart. And I said, you got to change their diets. You've got to change your diet. You've got to feed them better food. And she says, what kind of food? And I said, eggs. Eggs. It's power food. It's protein. You're going to change the way these babies' brains are working. You got to turn off the TVs. You got to get rid of the screens. And you got to read to them. And this is a woman that teaches English as a second language. Read to your babies. There are stories out there. You don't go buy a set of encyclopedias at the thrift store and open them up and study things. How else are you going to learn about your world if you don't know anything? If you don't have a basis of knowing anything? I don't know how I know things. I know things. My daddy bought us a set of encyclopedias. He wasn't around, but he gave us an encyclopedia set because he used to sell encyclopedias. Well, some pediatric nutritionists don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. I'll tell you that right now. Talk to Leanne. Talk to Leanne. Today's her question and answer show. Talk to Leanne. I mean, and there's also a doctor out in Oregon, Dr. Ann Childress, and she changes the diets of children who are totally ADD, ADHD, can't even make sentences. And she changes their diets, and these children actually get language. They have the ability to think because they're not bouncing off the wall from the sugar that's coursing through their veins. You know, becoming an encyclopedia is all about reading. And reading good stuff, reading books, reading encyclopedias. We can guide this next generation. I'm reading Proverbs. Somebody asked me yesterday, I didn't get to answer the question. What's my devotional every morning? It's to read a chapter in Proverbs every month, the same chapter. Today's the 3rd day of July. I'm reading chapter 3. It takes 3 minutes. Guess what? Bible Gateway will read it to you. You just turn it on and let your kids read along with it. Let them listen to it. Let it get in their heads. It's all about instruction. And you need it more than they do. But they can hear it right along with you. So everybody, let's celebrate our own independence. Independence from bad food. Independence from bad friends. Independence from people that treat you like crap. Independence from the past. Let's celebrate our independence of ourselves and the love that we have within us. One person can make a difference. I never dreamed I would be Fly Lady. I didn't even know what it was. It was a nickname because I used to teach fly fishing. But now it means so much more. Independence from your ego. We can do this. And we can do it with grace and kindness and love of self. Don't put yourself in positions of danger that you're going to be ridiculed in some way. I hear the Roomba out here. It's stuck in my bedroom. You can gain control over your children with the food that goes in their mouth, because you go to the store and you buy the food and you help prepare the food, and they can help prepare the food. My friend was asking me last night, well, how do I get them to eat green leafy vegetables? Well, you take that green leaf and you fill it full of meat. You fill it full of other grilled vegetables and eggs and make a burrito out of it, and they'll eat it. But you use the leaf of the cabbage or the leaf of a lettuce or a spinach. You use the leaf as the taco shell. You can change a kid's diet and you can make them love it. You got to get rid of the carbs. Children are addicted to sugar. They go into a sugar coma. When they wake up in the morning, they can't even function because their brain is begging for more sugar. It's like an addict. Leanne and I have a lifetime of study on nutrition. This is personal study. I don't have a degree in nutrition, but I have a lifetime of study on this, mainly the last 15 years. I think we can cure cancer. I believe it with all my heart. We can cure ADD. We can cure most diseases when we get rid of the sugar out of our diets. Think about it. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, and that's when our Declaration of Independence was signed. Our Declaration of Independence from Great Britain. But it means so much more now. Well, y'all have a wonderful day. I need to get on the road and go meet Justin. Watch Leanne at 1 o'clock. Get our conference that we did last Saturday. It was amazing. It was amazing. And it's $47, but you get $140 worth of goodies. I don't know that we'll ever come up with another swag bag quite like that, but it's good enough to get you going. I'll see y'all all later. I love you a lot, and let's get prepared so we're not having to kill ourselves tomorrow. Let's enjoy the day. See, the cure for cancer is out there, and it's what we put in our mouth. It's what we put on our bodies. It's stopping this decay of our immune system. Yeah, we got the supplements too that will help you. It's our core 4. It's the ones we believe in. CoQ10. It's D3. I love D3. I take D3 all the time. It's B vitamins. B vitamins keep our brain sharp. And calcium, magnesium. I have the bones of an 18-year-old because I take my calcium and magnesium, y'all. And my vitamin D. They all fit together. They all fit together. This is why they're the core 4. Go check them out on our website and on Leanne's website. We have it on each other's website. So fly your flag. Enjoy tomorrow. Enjoy today. Today's a holiday too. Banks aren't open. I don't even think the mail's going to run. Calcium, magnesium fits with vitamin D. It all works together. And we've been deficient a long time, just like we've been deficient of good things going in our head. Just, somebody said they're addicted to carbs. Cut out sodas to start with. You do that, you're going to lose 25 pounds in a year. Yeah, you will. And a lot of inflammation is going to go away because the salt, there's a lot of salt in soda and soft drinks too. See you later. Talk to you after a while. 3 o'clock and Leanne 1 o'clock.